you think I'm spooky?
Be afraid. Be very afraid. What have you done to his eyes?
Good evening and welcome to Soft and Spooky. For today's video, I thought it would be really fun to kind of do a horror forecast, taking a look at all of the upcoming horror movies in 2024. There are a few of these that are either like the plot hasn't really been revealed or the release date isn't set, but I figured I would still talk about some of them just because there's quite a few movies that I'm very excited for this year. So without further ado, let's sink our teeth in. Okay, so first movie up is Night Swim. This movie centers around a former baseball player that was sent into early retirement due to an injury or I think an illness. And so basically him and his family are moving into this new house for a fresh start. And we've definitely seen this trope happen quite a few times in horror movies where this is supposed to be their new beginning and then horrible things happen to them in a haunted house. This one is a little bit different though because it almost seems like the malevolent forces are surrounded or attached to the swimming pool on the property. I will say I actually don't recognize any of the cast, and I think that's actually to the movie's benefit because I don't really have any like preconceived notions about the actors or if they've been typecast in other things. So I'm kind of interested to see how everybody pans out. I do usually try to avoid watching movie trailers nowadays just because, I don't know, I feel anymore like they just reveal way too much and I like to kind of go in a little bit more blind. But I did accidentally watch this trailer. From viewing it, I will say it does look like it's going to be a pretty jump scare heavy movie, and I kind of wish that they hadn't shown what the monsters look like in the preview. I like it a lot more ambiguous. I like them hidden in the shadows a lot more, but yeah, what are you gonna do? I do think that I still will at least try to see this or maybe see it when it comes on to streaming services, but I don't know. I think this kind of looks like a spooky dooky movie, and I personally have like a little bit of I guess I do have a fear because when I was a kid and I would be like swimming in a pool and like everybody gets out and it's just me in there, for some reason I was convinced that there were like invisible sharks that were going to eat me. So yeah, Night Swim, January 5th. Next up, we have A Quiet Place Day One. So this actually appears to be a spin-off prequel of John Krasinski's post-apocalyptic story. I actually haven't seen either of the first two Quiet Place movies. I don't know why. They don't look bad. I just kind of had no desire. But it does seem like pretty much most of the cast has changed. I do still think his wife, Emily Blunt, is going to be in this one, though. Now, the new cast I'm actually really excited for. We have Lupita Nyong'o, and she was fantastic in Jordan Peele's movie Us. I seriously was blown away at her performance. We also have Alex Wolff is going to be in this movie, who was also in Hereditary. And then a personal favorite of mine is Dennis O'Hare is going to be in this, who is a longtime American Horror Story veteran. So I love him. This one is going to be dropping on June 28th. And if this gets good ratings, I think I might check it out. I do kind of wonder if maybe I should watch the first two before this, or maybe because this is a prequel, it doesn't matter. I don't know. But yeah, this cast is really selling me on this movie. Next up is one that I am so excited for. It does have kind of a vague release date, just for 2024, but we are going to be getting another Silent Hill movie. This one is called Return to Silent Hill. The basis of this film centers around the lead, James, who is looking for his long-lost love in Silent Hill after receiving a mysterious letter. This one seems to actually be based off of the second Silent Hill video game, and it will not be including any of the characters from the previous movies. I have to admit, I do kind of have a soft spot for Silent Hill, both the games and the movies, just because I remember staying up late and watching my brother, especially playing the second game. That one was really good. And it just, I don't know. I've fond memories, and I loved watching him play and getting absolutely terrified of it. So I'm kind of excited for this one. So yeah, I will be keeping my eyes peeled. Hopefully it genuinely does drop in 2024 and it's not one of those like kind of fake out ones. So we'll see. Next movie up is called The Watchers, and it's actually based off of a book by A.M. Shine of the same name. The premise of this movie is about a young artist and 3 strangers that get lost in an Irish forest and are being stalked by mysterious creatures. I do kind of like this. It sounds like there's going to be some kind of cryptid vibes to it, and I am about it. Originally, I saw Shyamalan's name attached to this project, and I didn't realize that it's actually not M. Night Shyamalan directing this, it's his daughter, Ashana. The cast on this movie is also pretty interesting. We have Dakota Fanning is going to be playing the lead, as well as Georgina Campbell is going to be in this, which I am familiar with her through the movie Barbarian, and she was fantastic in that movie, and I think that might have been like one of my favorite movies that I watched in 2023. Like I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so I'm very interested in this cast. I really want to see more from Georgina Campbell. I think she's fantastic. So this movie is going to be coming out on June 7th, and then sort of speaking of Shyamalan, we don't have many details on the plot, but M. Night Shyamalan is also going to be directing a horror movie called Trap, and that is going to be released on August 2nd. Okay, so next up is kind of a fun one. We're going to be seeing a 3rd installment of the Terrifier series called Terrifier 3. I will admit, personally, I have not seen either of the first 2 Terrifier movies, and I kind of don't really have much interest to. I heard about there's that one scene with the girl in the first one, and I'm sorry. The sympathy pains, I can't watch that. It's a very, very violent movies, which I'm not against. It's just sometimes it's a little too much for me. In this 3rd installment, we do have David Howard Thornton returning to play Art the Clown, and from the clips that I've seen of his performance, he nails it. He goes above and beyond, and so I do really appreciate him committing to the role. Also on the cast list is the wrestler Chris Jericho, and I guess he was in the 2nd movie too, which is like really cool. I like to see that. Additionally, I do think that this is going to be a pretty fun installment because in the plot synopsis as well as the teaser trailer, we see that Art the Clown is terrorizing people on Christmas Eve. So I think there's going to be really good incorporation of like the theming and props of the season and Christmas that I think it's going to be really funny. So, you know, if you are interested in seeing this will be coming out October 25th. Okay, so this one's for me. I'm excited. I am ecstatic. I cannot wait, and I'm actually kind of upset that it's so late in the year that it's going to be releasing. But we are going to be seeing Nosferatu. This film is going to be directed by Robert Eggers, who also did The Lighthouse as well as The Witch, and I really enjoyed The Witch. So I'm incredibly excited to see what he does with this film. The premise of this film is going to be following the classic vampire in 19th century Germany and stars Bill Skarsgård as the titular character. You might recognize him from the It movies as well as Barbarian. I loved him in Barbarian. He was great. This is also just another star-studded cast. I mean, we have Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, and Nicole Kidman. I mean, what? I already know I'm going to be losing my mind in the theaters because I was able to see this shot on the IMDb page for the movie, and that's stunning. That looks so good. I can't believe it. Like, I'm so pumped. Unfortunately, this is going to be releasing on December 25th. That is so far away. But yeah, I am definitely going to have my ass in the theater ready to watch this. Another movie coming in 2024 is called The First Omen. So this is basically going to be a prequel to the 1970s film, and it centers around a woman that moves to Rome to dedicate her life to the church. But she starts to question her faith when she discovers a conspiracy to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. I will say, like, the original Omen, that movie, it made me feel weird. Like, it had an unsettling feel to it. And it also sticks in my brain. Like, so many times when people will ask me to do like a menial task, I think about that quote, like, it's all for you. It's all for you, Damien. So, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. For this one, I can't necessarily say that I'm like stoked to see it. Maybe it's because I recently watched the latest season of American Horror Story Delicate, or going over Rosemary's Baby and all that stuff. I'm kind of over like devil babies and evil incarnate being birthed. I don't know. I'm just not interested. If this does get good ratings and audience score and stuff, I will probably check it out. Just because, I don't know, maybe they'll add something new and fresh to the take on it. But after seeing the reviews on like the latest Exorcist remake, I don't know that I want to invest my time in this. But if you are interested in seeing this, this is going to be dropping April 5th. All right, we have Salem's Lot is going to be, hopefully, ideally, coming out in 2024. Do you remember the first video I ever made on this channel? It was actually a video just like this one, and I talked about how Salem's Lot was going to be releasing in 2023. It did not. This movie has been pushed back so much, and I'm getting frustrated. It does seem like a little bit more likely now because the filming has been completed. We have a full out IMDb page with all of the actors and everything. So it seems a little bit more concrete now. If you're unfamiliar with Salem's Lot, it is an adaptation of my favorite Stephen King work. I mean, there it is, baby. This is it. It is my favorite. Essentially, the plot follows a writer that returns back to his hometown to write about this house that caused him a lot of trauma. And over time, the town actually gets overrun with vampires, and it is sick as hell. This movie is written and directed by Gary Doberman, who actually only has one other directing credit, and it's for the movie Annabelle Comes Home. He actually has written for the Conjuring Universe films, so we have the Annabelle Comes Home as well as the first and second Nun movie. I'm not gonna lie, I am a touch worried about this film just because I have heard that those other films were not the best writing, and so I'm gonna hold off on my skepticism, but I am very protective of this story because I love it so much that I'm kind of like, please don't f it up. So yeah, there still isn't a set release date, but I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled and hopefully it doesn't get pushed back anymore. Another movie that is adding to a franchise is The Strangers Chapter 1. Really inventive title. Let me just clarify that I'm not singling out this movie specifically. I feel as though so many of the movies that I'm mentioning in this video are like either sequels or prequels, because we have this movie, Chapter 1, then there's The First Omen, then there's Terrifier 3, A Quiet Place Day 1. I don't know. I would love like some creative subtitles. That would make me happy. I still am like surprised that The Strangers, the movie back from like the early 2000s, became a franchise, because it just, to me, it felt like when it was originally made, it was just supposed to be kind of like a one-off thing, but it's a franchise now. This movie follows a couple as they drive cross-country to start a new life, and they end up being at this secluded Airbnb in Oregon as they are terrorized by 3 masked strangers. The 2 leads are played by Michael Basso as well as Riverdale's Madeline Pesh, which I'm excited. I think it's good to see the Riverdale actors outside of Riverdale. It also looks like this movie has already been set up for sequels, because I saw related to that IMDb page that there's already Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 like set up. The unfortunate thing is that in looking at those pages, I saw which actors are still on and which are not returning in the sequels, so I know who dies. There is a teaser that basically has someone repeatedly banging on the door, and I hate that all I can think about is there's this YouTube channel called Your Movie Sucks, or yourmoviesucks.org. And it's one of, like, I love the original Strangers movie, but he just, like, rips that movie apart. And whenever there's banging on the door, he would insert this clip.
Oh my God, there's a bang at the door!
I can't separate it. I don't really think this movie's gonna be good, if I'm being honest. Well, I guess I'll wait for like an official trailer, but this teaser, I don't think so. So if you are interested in seeing this is going to be released on May 17th. Oh boy, this one, I almost still don't believe that it's real. There is going to be a sequel to Beetlejuice called Beetlejuice 2. And there were for many years too, there have been these fake posters that come out teasing that there's going to be a new Beetlejuice sequel, and they've all been fake. And so I don't want to get excited yet. One thing that does add to the validity that this is real is that I think Tim Burton posted a picture of him in the waiting room from the original movie. So I think things are in motion. I am excited that we are going to be seeing a lot of the returning cast. So we have Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, and Michael Keaton returning as the eponymous character Beetlejuice. Some new people that are going to be joining that I'm also really excited about is Jenna Ortega, who was in the Scream movies, also in The Babysitter 2, or The Babysitter Killer Queen. And yeah, I'm super impressed with her. I love her. And then we also have Willem Dafoe in this one too. Like, my man has been working hard. To preserve like the excitement for this one, I'm not even gonna look at the plot or anything, or even any like official trailers that come out. I want it to be all fresh for me. So I'm really excited. And this is supposedly going to be coming out on September 6th of 2024. I'm excited. All right. And then last but not least is Lisa Frankenstein. I am very curious to see if that is on purpose, that it's so close to the name Lisa Frank, and this is set in the 80s. Ooh, I don't know. But I am beyond excited for this movie. The cast for this looks super fun. We have in the lead character is Katherine Newton, who is no stranger to horror. She has done Paranormal Activity 4. She also did Freaky and Dog with a Blog. Ugh. We also have Cole Sprouse is going to be playing Frankenstein's monster, and from the clips I saw, he's doing a great job. This looks so fun. But personally, the actor that I am most excited for is the apple of my eye, the one that burns so deeply in my heart, Carla Gugino. I love her. So this movie is described as a coming of rage story where a girl falls in love with a boy, but he's actually a corpse. So she reanimates him and shenanigans ensue. I can already tell from the trailer that this film is going to be super tongue-in-cheek with its tone, and I think it's just going to be so much fun. Editing me just popping in here. I also found out when I was looking at the IMDb page that this movie is written by Diablo Cody, who also wrote the movie Juno and one of my favorite horror movies, Jennifer's Body. So I thought that was really cool. Something also kind of surprising, I never realized after looking at Diablo Cody's IMDb page, I found out that she wrote a couple episodes of Children's Hospital, and I thought that show was hilarious. So, fun fact. I will say I highly recommend checking out the trailer for this one with sound, because Hot dog. They did a great job with the editing, with the music. It kind of like syncs up with certain actions in it. And it's just, I think this is going to be such a fun movie. This movie is going to be dropping on February 9th, right before Valentine's Day. So it's a great date night movie. And I also was thinking about it, and like, if this movie is good, this would be an awesome couples costume for anybody in a relationship, because I feel like this would be so easy and so fun to do. But yeah, that just about does it for this horror movie forecast for 2024. What movies are you excited to see? Or did I miss any that you've heard about? Let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I have a goal of trying to hit 500 subscribers for 2024, and I would love if you could help me get there. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to stay soft and spooky. Bye.